Welcome back to Rink-Side with Hits and Clips. He's Noah Harney.
And this is Zach Kingston.
Hello.
We're starting off with episode 4.
Episode 4, hard to believe. Should be a good episode.
It should be.
You'll want to stay tuned. We got some big OHL news. I would argue that this is a Noah Harney specialty. He's a big-time OHL fan. So Noah, what's going on in the OHL?
Colby Barlow was traded to the Oshawa Generals from the Owen Sound Attack, as we weren't too sure that he was acquired by the Generals. We weren't too sure where he was going to end up. There was some speculation that he might end up in an Eastern Conference team and going to a playoff contention team. That would have been the Oshawa Generals.
Wait. Hold it, Noah.
Yes.
You're saying Colby Barlow. The Colby Barlow who's a prospect for the Winnipeg Jets?
That is correct.
Is traded to the Oshawa Generals?
That is the Colby Barlow.
That's quite a big story.
Off here for Denny Gore. Gore, one-timer from Barlow, and he scores! Here's a short-handed breakaway for Colby Barlow. It's Barlow, the dangle, the goal! Huge short-handed goal for Colby Barlow. And that allows Denny Gore to bring it in. Gore across for Barlow, he scores!
Why do you think Oshawa went after him or got him?
I think they're looking for a little bit more depth in terms of the scoring and defensive side of things.
Here's Matthew Buckley. Buckley had his stick lifted, now scores! Three is Gardner late to get back into it. Morelli waits, fires, scores!
They really want to up the pressure. I think there's teams, obviously, we're looking ahead in this coming season, teams like Brampton, Brantford, and we might even want to look out for teams like Niagara now, because they've actually just gone 5-1 to start the season, thinking that they might be one of those bottom teams again. He is a prospect of the Winnipeg Jets, like you mentioned.
He sure is. I wonder now if Oshawa, depending on what happens around the time of like trade deadline and playoff scenarios and all that, I wonder if Oshawa, if they're not going to make the playoffs, looks at trading him again.
Interesting.
Trying to get some prospects or even like some picks or maybe like some talent in exchange for him, because long term you have to think he's going to Winnipeg maybe next season, maybe the following season. So what can you do? And if they're not going to make the playoffs, there doesn't seem to me anyways to be a point to really keep him around. So might as well send him to a team that's going to win and get something for it.
Absolutely.
Overall, looking at the OHL, which team, just looking at it now, do you think is going to be the big surprise? I mean, I know there's teams already that are surprising, like Niagara Ice Dogs. They're being surprising, and the Windsor Spitfires. But which team do you think is going to be that team that just surprises everybody?
Kingston.
At the circle finds McNamara, creeping in, high shot, scores! A beautiful snipe from McNamara, and it's 1-0 strong.
Kingston Frontenacs.
Kingston Frontenacs. Ottawa might trail a little bit behind them.
More here, Ottawa comes in, nice shot, and a beautiful finish as the Ottawa 67s go end to end, and the Belleville kid, Jack Dever.
Okay.
But I could definitely see Kingston, one of those teams that might surprise a lot of people, because they were very active in the off season with acquiring multiple players and trading players away. But I think that Kingston's going to be a team that is going to surprise a lot of people.
Old Maple Leaf Gardens renovated to accommodate a grocery store as they feed it right side of the net. Miedema scores.
Well, nobody picks up Miedema, and it's really...
We might see a little bit of maybe an upset in the Eastern Conference, maybe come playoff time.
Right.
Maybe a team like Kingston or Brantford, they might even be able to knock off a team in the Central Division potentially.
Yes.
That we might see, very close and contested, like a team like Brampton.
Right. So I had heard from the Grapevine and Maple Leafs that Easton Cowan was sent back down to the OHL.
He was.
So he's back with the London Knights.
Obviously, it'd be nice to make a fire again in training camp. Obviously, I want to play in the NHL. That's been my goal since day one. So that's in mind, but I know it's tough to get there. It's going to take a lot of work. So just soaking everything in, like I said, this week and bringing it back to London will really, go a long way. But I felt like I can, really bring that into this development camp and use it as confidence. Just kind of moving on and playing playing with confidence each and every shift really helped me.
May he may not become available if London's playoff situations or future standings or looks or whatever are up in the air.
I think so.
So far, as of this moment, it looks like they're going to be all right and they're going to make the playoffs and they're having a pretty good season. But long term, I think he may become trade worthy just because he's probably one of, if not his last season in the OHL. I think it might be coming to the Maple Leafs next year. We'll see.
I think so. We may see a very surprise appearance from Easton Cowan in the Leafs. Maybe they send him down to the Marlies, but we saw that Jett Luchanko, former Guelph Storm, made his first appearance of the season with the Philadelphia Flyers.
He did. So is he going back to Guelph or is he going to be with the Flyers?
It looks like he's going to be staying
with the Flyers. Well, that's really good.
Unbelievable experience. It's something I've always dreamed about. So it was just cool to be out there and to be amongst those guys and kind of feel the game. It was amazing.
I hope that the relationship between him and John Tortorella works out okay.
Cates goes in, Luchanko's out.
I sure hope so.
A lot of players have mixed reviews on John Tortorella, so we'll see what happens.
I certainly wouldn't want him to be my coach.
I don't think I would want him to be my coach either. He's a coach, and you either love him, hate him, or are just okay on him.
Mixed feelings.
Yeah, mixed feelings.
Yeah.
What's up with the Sioux Greyhounds?
Ooh.
Not doing too hot.
They're
so
not
far.
doing great. They are last in the West.
Right. Down the ice it goes. Miller way out of the net to play it, lost it, and the Spitfires score.
Do you think that they are playoff contention this year? I know it's still early, but we could see a surprise boost because we did see last year for a team like the Edmonton Oilers, they hired.
I really do think we could see teams sort of flip it around, like they would be not doing so well now, and then all of a sudden they get it together and they go on the run. Yes, I think if any team could pop from the bottom way up in the standings, it would be the Sioux Greyhounds.
Back to the point, Karki for Martin again. Martin walking in, hesitates, now lets it go, he scores! What a play by Brady Martin.
Have a great playoff experience and really great organization there in Sioux.
They do.
And yeah, I really do think that the Sioux Greyhounds could do quite the thing.
I think so too. Like it's still early in the season, so as you said, teams will flip and flop. We might see Windsor back down in 5th after the trade deadline potentially. But they're a team to look out for.
Yes.
Again.
Gains collide. Greyhounds back into Windsor territory. There's a shot. They score! Virgilio with a quick wrister on a turnover. Then the Hounds lead at 5-2.
In the OHL, there's quite a bit going on. How's the situation in Brantford going? Getting fans and it's
they're loving it.
Loving it in Brantford. Okay.
They are. I could see the Bulldogs staying in Brantford. The city of Brantford is looking to expand the Brantford Entertainment facility or
corporation. So like the arena, the facilities. Okay, cool, very cool.
They're looking to expand that.
Okay,
that's how successful.
All right, it's been successful. That's great to hear.
Very, very successful in Brantford. A lot of the other teams in the league have been around for a while.
They have a problem in Brampton.
They do, and they're running into the same situation that they did in Mississauga.
No fans, not able to get anybody to come out to their games.
Nope. I think we might see them on the move at the end of the season.
Yes.
Every time when a team wants to acquire a franchise or they want to invest in one, the league always has to approve of a move or a franchise. I'm very shocked that the league went through with Brampton considering how, I wouldn't say it's been a disaster so far, but it has not been
at all.
It hasn't worked.
I would argue it's the same or similar demographic. I mean, you're literally moving 10 minutes or 15 minutes up the road on the other side of a major road, and it's like, okay, if it doesn't work in Mississauga, is it really going to work in Brampton?
Nope.
Didn't think it was, but the league went for it. What should fans of our podcast be watching for in terms of a specific player this year? Who is somebody that the fans should keep an eye out on?
Personally, from my opinion, I would definitely say Dylan Wakely.
Just 20 seconds remaining in the minor to low. Broken up chance again. Goal! Highlight, real one. As the Barrie Colts
That was Wakely again, in and out and over the shoulder, and it's 4-2.
Dylan Wakely, and he plays for which team, just so the fans are aware?
He is now an acquisition of the Barrie Colts after...
On the Barrie Colts.
Yes, he was recently acquired just last week from the North Bay Battalion in exchange for Shamar Moses.
Shamar Moses to the Battalions and
Yes.
Wakely to the Colts.
That is correct.
All right, so everybody keep your eye out for this Kyle Wakely with the Barrie
yes.
Colts.
Yes, indeed.
We hope you have a great week and hope to bring more hockey content to you.
Absolutely. See you, everyone.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.